Welcome to another edition and the final episode of season 1. This is season 1, episode 15. I'm alongside the co-host, Devontae Campbell. What's up, man?
It's good to be here, man. Let's get to it today.
We have a special guest with us today, somebody that we tried to have on last week. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, we had to redo it again. We got former collegiate athlete in the building as well as professional basketball player, Darnell Landon. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? Good to see you guys. Let's have a good one, bro.
Most definitely. Devontae, what's up?
Good, man. Darnell, we always like to start off the show, get a little loose, have some quick questions here for you. I know you're very familiar with the NBA, the rising stars, returning guys, and notable guys in the NBA. So I'm going to ask you some this or that questions, and you got about 6 seconds to answer. And we'll go from there, all right? So Jason Tatum, Paul George.
Oh, man. That's tough. Wow.
We got him on the front. We got him.
That's tough. I think I personally like Tatum more, personally.
Okay. Colin Sexton, Darius Garland.
I personally like Garland a little more. I like Garland's game a little more.
Wow. Okay, that's a surprise. Van Fleet, Laurie.
I like Van Fleet. I like Van Fleet's game a little more. I'll have to go Van Fleet.
Okay, and last one for you, Luka, Trae Young.
Man, that's tough, but I'm gonna say Luka.
You're gonna say Luka. I'm gonna stick with Trae Young, but you know what? You can't go wrong with any of the options. So
there's some tough ones. You guys made some tough ones. There's no wrong answer.
No.
Most definitely. I gotta ask you though. I want to touch base on your first answer related to Jason Tatum. What about his game intrigues you? What about his game do you like?
He has a lot of Kobe-esque type moves. I think that's really what I like. He's a guy that plays both sides of the floor. I mean, PG does too. So, I don't know, man. I think I like his upside. I feel like he could be, really, really good in the future. So
for sure.
That might be it for me.
When we had you on here on Friday, that was the day that Kobe Bryant scored 81 points against the Toronto Raptors 15 years ago to that date. Talk to us about your feelings during that time. You being a big Kobe fan and all. What did you feel in that moment? How did you feel during those times? And what kind of influence was Kobe to you in your game?
So, growing up watching Kobe was like, it was motivational. It was motivational in the sense where I wanted to work as hard as him. I never tried to emulate my game after him, but everything he did and the way in which he did it was super motivational. So I would always watch the highlights when I would wake up before I'd go to school, put it on NBA TV, watch the highlights. And that 81 game, the box score came up. So I missed the highlight, but the box score came up and it said 81, and I thought it was a lie. So I had to wait for it to loop all the way back around. And then I watched the highlight and I was like, this is the greatest player ever. Like I was, so that was incredible. That's something that, we may or may not ever see again. So, moments like those are things that I'm going to remember forever.
So do you think that if Kobe played in the era of Wilt Chamberlain and stuff like that, he would have scored over 100?
It would really depend on what his skill set is. So with
same skill set, same person that he is, he just a different era.
Oh well, if it's the same skill set, different era, then yeah, for sure. He's breaking every record. He's breaking every record. But that's one thing. Skill set and era is what you always gotta take into consideration when you're comparing players,
Most definitely. What did Kobe teach you as a basketball player?
So Kobe is the workouts. It's the daily grind of, getting up and putting work in and trying to get better regardless of whatever you've accomplished so far. This is a guy that, already had multiple rings, multiple All-Stars from early in his career, and he always played like he had no accolades whatsoever, and he was always training like he had no accolades whatsoever. The injuries that he suffered later on in his career, those are injuries that happen to like people much older in age. Like, this is a guy that sacrificed his body for the game, like that type of stuff, like I said, is super motivational. It makes you feel like if Kobe is working this hard, you should be working at least half as hard, or somewhere near around there. So I have his book, The Mamba Mentality. That's a lot of the things that he talks about. I read it all the time. And that's things that resonate with me.
2016, the All-Star game come to Toronto. Kobe Bryant's final All-Star game ever. Ironically, in Toronto, the team that he scored 81 points against. I'm not sure if you went, but if you didn't go, what would you have done to give up tickets or to give up something to make sure you could get to that game?
Where was I? Was I at school? 2016? I think 2016 I was in America.
Okay.
During that time. And I'm almost positive February, you're just getting back into the groove. Like semester, you're like a month into second semester. I would have left school for sure. I think we had a game. We had a game or something along those lines where there was no way I could leave. But if it was up to me, I would have left. I would have flew out for the weekend and came back for sure. Most definitely.
So 2020, yesterday, 2020, was it January 26th, Kobe Bryant and Gigi passes away. I kind of want to touch up a little bit on Gigi as well as also Kobe. Obviously Kobe is a big influence to you, but Gigi in herself too, for what she's done in a small amount of time for the WNBA and stuff like that. What do you feel that Gigi would have been able to accomplish if she's still alive till this day?
Just who her dad is. She would have done a lot, man. She would have been as good as she decided to be. If she wanted to, if she wanted to play the game, then she would have been the best. And if she didn't, then she would have been the best at something else. That type of mentality that her father had, it'll allow you to be successful in whatever you want to be successful in.
Most definitely.
Personally, what I think.
Where were you when you heard the news about Kobe?
So we were actually at an away game. I was in Moncton, New Brunswick, and during the game there was a timeout, and I guess someone in the coaching staff or in the crowd must have told the opposing team, and the point guard. So when the game started, the point guard came down the floor and looked at our coach and our bench and announced it during the game while he was playing. He was like, "Yo, Kobe just died."
That's crazy.
So then we were all like, "What?" So then we knew it was something serious because we're in the middle of a game and he's saying it, but you just want to be in disbelief. You're like, "Nah, no way, man. That's got to be fake. That's got to be a rumor." So the game ended. Everyone shook hands and we ran back to the locker room. Everyone's checking their phones. Man, I was just hoping it was fake, to be completely honest with you. So it was definitely a tough bus ride home, and it was a tough couple weeks for me, for me to wrap my head around that whole reality. So
yeah, it was tough for a lot of people, man, and especially for you. You being a diehard Kobe fan, you like you said yourself, you grew up watching him. He's been a big influence to your game. He's helped you even become, the basketball player you are today with just your work ethic and stuff in that nature. Kobe, it almost kind of felt like he's immortal. You know what I mean? It almost kind of felt like Kobe Bryant would never pass away, and that would never happen to somebody like Kobe. So when that did happen, even for me, I was coaching a basketball game at that time, and somebody just screamed out loud, "Kobe died." I'm like, "What the hell do you mean Kobe died? Like, that's impossible." You know what I mean? Because although he was so young, it did like you said, it didn't sound real. It's like, what the hell? Kobe died? Haha, whatever. Like, shut up. But then when you go to your phone afterward and you see it on Bleacher Report, you see it on all those news channels, like, damn, that's just really real. That's real. You know, so talk to us a little bit about, you know, how you said it took a couple weeks for you to deal with the pain. But what were those 2 weeks, you know, like for you? Did you dedicate every game to Kobe? Did you just talk to us about your emotion at that time?
You know, I immediately started doing all my research. I mean, I pretty much know everything there is to know, but once that happened, I was like looking back on you know, every greatest moment, every game winner, you know, every top 100 block, whatever, top 100 crossover. I was watching and reading everything that had to do with him, man. Like, I just was filling my mind with all the good times and all the memories and all the things that he had given me without even knowing me, and I felt like I knew him, you know. So that's kind of how I was coping with everything.
Most definitely, most definitely. Is there anything, like you said you pretty much knew everything, but is there anything in particular that you learned, you know, during your research with Kobe or during your research?
So, like, we all knew that he was great in the NBA, but a lot of people don't know, like, he was amazing long before that. Like ninth, 10th grade, the whole NBA already knew who he was, you know. Being the #1 player in the nation, he was traveling from camp to camp where NBA players would either be running to camp or maybe hopping in and playing, or, you know, afterwards there would be a group of NBA guys that would play. And Kobe was killing all these guys when he was like 16, 17. You know, by the time he was 18, he was in the league. So, man, like, when we found out about Kobe when he reached the Lakers, everyone in the NBA had already knew who he was. They already knew this guy was amazing. So
most definitely, most definitely. Let's transition now to your high school career. You know, obviously, you know, you went to Woodbridge College, but before that, you went to Emily Carr. Just talk about the atmosphere of York Region and Vaughan in particular, of just basketball. Before we get to your particular high school, I want to know your opinion on Vaughan basketball or York Region basketball.
So, you know, I had an older brother that we moved here later into his high school career, so he had to finish high school here, and we all had an outlook on what York Region basketball can give you, you know. So going into high school, I really wanted to play in another region. I wanted to do whatever it took to play in another region. And, you know, my mom kind of let me know, as everything's going to turn out for you as good as you decide it to be, you know. You can create your own path. So that's kind of how York Region is. There's going to be more opportunities for you to be the man on the team. I mean, if you put the work in and you know you're producing and being consistent, and you got to just make the most of it, man. You got to just make the most of it. That's pretty much what I tried to do in my stint as a York Region basketball player. Going back, you know, I don't regret any part of it. I enjoyed it a lot, to be honest. And anybody that is from any region should have that outlook on wherever you live. You know, you got to make it happen right where you're at.
I'm gonna get right down to this question. Top 5 York Region basketball players of all time.
All time, wow.
Of all time. Or at least
time.
At least that you know. I can't really say all time because we don't really know everybody.
Yeah.
That you know.
All time is tough, and no disrespect to anybody younger than me too, because a lot of guys younger than me have done very well, but I don't know all their names. Or, you know, some of them started in York Region and then left later on or went to prep school or whatever. But to my knowledge, man, I don't know if I could do top 5, but I can name some guys. I could name some guys that, you know, I had a lot of battles with. Older than me, Nick Wiggins and Kadeem Green were amazing basketball players. Those guys were guys that we looked up to when we were just starting off in high school. Even guys like Josh Collins. After that, he was holding his own on Vaughn with not much of a team full of all-stars, you would say. Kevin Pangos is a legend. He was doing amazing things in the school that he was at. What is that? Is that 4?
4. Yeah, 4.
That's 4.
Are you putting yourself in that?
That's non-negotiable.
I was trying not to. I'm trying.
Energy.
I was trying not to. I'm trying not to. That's tough, man. That's tough. I personally feel like if I'm not top 5, I should be top 10. I feel that way, anyways.
As you should.
Okay.
Feel that way, but I'll definitely give respect where it's due. Henry Tan, Cy Samuels, Troy Reed Knight, they won OFSA on their own, man. Those guys handled their business and won OFSA on their own. So probably a few of those guys could be in that list too. York Region has some hoopers, man. York Region has some
Cassius Robertson.
See, so this is what I was trying to say. There's some younger guys. I got to do my research on too, but I already know about him, man. That's definitely a dog, man. Big time hooper.
Most definitely. So your time at Woodbridge, throughout your 4 years over there, obviously you always used to run into Vaughn, and every single time, you and I would have conversations about this as well. When you would get into Vaughn, and Vaughn was kind of like the Golden State Warriors of our time in York Region. What did playing against those guys teach you as a basketball player? You like we talked about earlier today with the Mamba mentality. How was that able to transition to your training and your practicing and stuff like that?
So, those days, not even just Vaughn. If we played schools like Henry Carr, Mother Teresa, any school that had some notoriety, some history behind it, the guys on my team would be nervous before we even begin to play, and that wouldn't even give us a chance. You know what I'm saying? That was really our biggest issue. Was we were giving ourselves a loss before we even played the game. So, playing against Vaughn taught me that you gotta. It's a game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go into the game with the mentality that you're gonna win, regardless of whatever the roster is. When you're comparing rosters, that doesn't mean they're gonna make every shot if you play defense, right? But you got to go out there and play defense. So,
for sure,
Vaughn is an amazing program, though, powerhouse of a program. It was always a battle when I had to go there to play, or they had to come to us to play, or whatever the case may be.
For sure. Your 5th year, the big moment that we all want to know about. You played GL Roberts. It's one of the biggest plays that I've seen in York Region, especially I remember those times in 2010 or 2011 that, I vividly remember that video like it was yesterday. Even if anybody goes on YouTube now, you type in Darnell Landon game winner, everybody will be able to see it. Walk us through those moments. Walk us through that pun intended, Mamba mentality, and also walk us through what the coach drew up during that time.
So what a lot of people don't know is, when you're a smaller school, you usually have to have a playing game. You have to I think it might be 2. You have to win 2 playing games to qualify for OFSA, and that's if you don't win your region. So if you win your region, you're pretty much a lock. If you don't, if you were a good school and you're supposed to go, you get a couple playing games, you can qualify to go. So we would play the same school every year to qualify for OFSA, just by, I don't know, my fluke, I think, by a fluke. And I lost to this particular school 2 years in a row. The first year I was younger. I was kind of shook. I played well, but I didn't play like spectacular. And we ended up losing by 3. The next year, I was missing. I went in too aggressive. I missed every shot the first half. I had like 2 points first half. And then second half, I went crazy, but it wasn't enough. We ended up losing by 3. Same thing again.
Damn.
So this last time around was like a big time revenge game for me. A big time revenge game. Like I had this game circled on my calendar before the year even started.
So you already knew going in that this is going to be the team you're going to be playing against.
Yes, exactly. Like it's just the way that it always would go. We were 2 schools the same size that would end up having to play that playing game to go to Asa.
Okay.
From the beginning of that game all the way to the end, I was completely locked in, man. I was completely locked in. So I had to make up for a lack of scoring from my other teammates by scoring as much as I could. And, you know, thank God they were playing some defense here and there. They were way taller than us. They had way more guards, way more. They were an amazing team, to be completely honest with you. So at the end of the game, I think there's like 4 seconds left. It's either 4 or 7. I don't know. 4 or something. It's less than 10 though. It's less than 10. And it was one of those plays where, you know, you have a distraction, like you inbound and then you fake like you're gonna cut and then you come back for a handoff. Man, we broke. It was just chaos. The guard I was supposed to pass the ball to he's just running. It's supposed to be a front court play. I gotta throw it, gets tipped into the back court. I have to go chase it down. Thank God I ended up with it in my hands. I'm dribbling through guys. Guys are holding my arm, holding my jersey. It was crazy, man. And then I got the shot off. Once I got the shot off, like, man, I knew it was cash, bro. I knew it was cash.
One thing I want to talk about real quick is you know, you said earlier that your scoring ability, you know, you touched upon your scoring ability. But one thing I want to talk about, and I know Devontae is not really gonna like this one, but I want to talk about your passing for a second. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about how good of a passer you actually were, you know, or are, I should say. A lot of people don't give you credit for that. Tell all the haters out there, you know, what you really want to tell them about you know, your passing ability.
So, you know, the situations that I've had to be in, especially in recent memory, has forced me to pass less. It was forced me to pass less. But originally, anybody that knows me growing up, you know, Bounce, Yace, all those teams, they know that if I'm on the court, I'm trying to get guys involved, man. I'm trying to get guys involved. I definitely like to pass. I enjoy passing.
Now, Darnell, what kind of passer are you? You know, to give this analogy, are you Alonzo Ball? You know, you could go out there and facilitate 10 assists, or are you kind of more of a Steve Nash or a Steve Francis, where I'm trying to put some English on the basketball, you know, trying to make it look flashy? Which one are you? Because there is a difference.
I'm definitely not just throwing a normal chest pass. I'm trying to look, for sure, you know, I'm trying to put something on it. I'm trying to make it look nice, you know, highlight tape type pass for sure. If I get an opportunity to, most definitely. Sometimes like just a ball of reversal is needed. Yeah. But for sure, if I'm out there, man, I'm trying to be like Nash, you know, I'm trying to.
Got you.
So serious question for you. You're on a 2-on-1. Actually, you're on a 3-on-2, and you got Devontae trailing. You passing the ball for a lob, or you going for yourself?
Oh, he knows that. We don't even got to discuss that. We don't even got to.
What's the answer?
We don't got to discuss that. Devo knows the ball is coming to him. Devo knows the ball is coming to him. We don't even gotta discuss that, man. Come on.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Energy.
Devo knows that firsthand, man.
That's what's up. So your final year, you know, you just hit a big shot. Talk to us about your recruitment. Talk to us about the schools that you had interested in you. Talk to us about just that process in general, because, you know, when we were playing back in 2010, 2011, it was a lot difficult, a lot harder than what it is now to get a scholarship. Just on the consensus that there was no real mixtapes like there are today. Just talk to us about all that process that you had to go through.
So, you know, you know, shout out Coach K, shout out Chris Osman. We were figuring out things for ourselves at that time, right? So I was making these game films and sending it out to schools, And by the time I was getting a response, they told me I had to qualify for clearinghouse. I didn't even know what any of this stuff was, man. This is like 2009. At that time, not a large amount of Canadians had went, and even if they did, I didn't know any of them personally. So basically, to cut the story short, I qualified to play NCAA basketball too late. And obviously, when you're having conversations with your parents and stuff, they're like, well, you got to go to school. You got to pick something to go to school for and, start working towards your career. So York University was already coming to all of my games at this point, So it was kind of the best decision for me academically and athletically to just go to York. So that first year when I was done at Woodbridge, I went to York University. A lot of people don't know that. So what I would say for younger generations now is, try to get an OG, try to get a coach, a mentor, older brother, someone that's already done it. Ask lots of questions. Let them help you out, let them show you all the paths that you can take to success. And then from there, you kind of make your decision,
I'm glad you touched up on that one too, to have a good mentor, because, typically in today's day, people don't even know about the clearinghouse. Like we kind of touched up on a little bit ago, you were actually supposed to come with me to a prep school out in Arizona called Westwind Prep. Unfortunately, both of us didn't go for whatever reason, but one of the main reasons why I didn't go was because I didn't have enough core courses. I didn't know what the hell core courses were until my 5th year. So I would touch up a little bit on the core courses, the clearinghouse, on all that, SATs, all that stuff that is needed for Division I, Division II, Division III NCAA athlete.
So a lot of athletes in general don't realize how important the academic aspect of the whole game is. It's probably more important, if you're trying to go to university, you have to be taking university courses, or whatever they would be called now. I don't know what they're called now, to be honest, but
I think they're still called university or academic.
Okay. So yeah, you have to be taking university courses, and you have to have a certain amount of credits by the time you're done high school to qualify, and you have to have a certain grade point average to also qualify. So just as much work as you're putting in on the court, you got to be putting in work in the classroom too. It's equally or more important than the basketball, man. So definitely.
Most definitely. That year you were at York, was it a humbling experience for you? Was it a moment for you that you want to, that you want to look back on and say, that wasn't really the greatest point of my life? Or was it one of those that that really just humbled you and made you become the basketball player that you are today?
So I actually spoke to my brother about this the other day. My brother was gone for school. My brother was in California. And I forgot that once I signed, so it was right up the street, I started going to practice like end of July, beginning of August. It must have been in July. Anyways, he came home. I forgot about this. He came home and he was like, bro, you're good, but it's you got to find a school where you don't have to pay, man. There's nothing wrong with going to school in Ontario. There's nothing wrong with CIS basketball. But if you have an opportunity to get a basketball scholarship, then that's what you should be trying to do. Utilizing your talents as a tool for success, So that's pretty much what kind of went into it too with me at York University. The program, there were some really great players there. The program was good. I was in the classes that I was taking was good, but
what were you taking? What were you studying, if you don't mind me asking?
I was taking business. York is a great school for business. So I was taking business, and I kind of knew that I could take a business degree and do multiple things with it too. So that's how I looked at things. So I just made the decision to challenge myself. I said, okay, I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna stay here. So I didn't play that year. I just got in the gym and I was just training, and I was using my previous film and previous stats to try to find myself a new opportunity. that's pretty much how things went for me.
And you did just that. The following year, you head over to Lake Region, right? Am I mistaken?
Yeah, you're right.
Lake,
you're right.
you head over to Lake Region. Now you get to play in the JUCO. Say you finally get school paid for you. You're on a scholarship. Talk to us about that moment for you and be able to finally say, hey, I get free education, and on top of that, you're now in the United States where your goal was to be in the first place.
Yeah. So it was both exciting and also very eye-opening. It was one of those things where you're like, man, I'm actually doing it. I'm so excited. And then in the same breath, you're like, what am I doing? I want to go home. Right away, you gotta cook for yourself. No one's telling you to go to class. You gotta fend for yourself. Practice is different. Everyone is a dog. Everyone is going at everyone. You have a bad practice. Your coach is letting you know. Your teammates are letting you know. You gotta just wake up the next day and just get ready to do it again. From what I've seen, all junior colleges are in the middle of nowhere. You're isolated. You're isolated. Nothing in there to do really but the gym and the weight room. So it was definitely a eye-opening experience going to junior college in the United States for sure.
Most definitely. You've always had a little bit of a Mamba mentality too. You've always been a hard worker. Ever since I met you. Like I haven't touched up on this today, but anybody that knows you knows you've got better every single year. You kind of remind me a little bit of a Jamal Crawford, the way you've been able to elevate your game from when you first played together in grade 9 till JUCO, stuff like that. What I know you mentioned a little bit ago that the practices were a dogfight, and like I said, you've always had that dog mentality in you. Did you excel during those times, or was it one of those a real humbling experience for you?
So I loved it, man. I loved it. It was like you don't have to motivate yourself. Just everything that's going on is motivating you. You go to practice, you're in a shooting drill, guys are talking trash the whole shooting drill, and then you lose. It's like, why not get on the gun? You have a reason to get on the gun. Everyone's telling you can't shoot, so you better get on the gun. You know what I'm saying? Or you guys play a game and your coach pulls out the stat sheet and is reading everyone's 3-point percentage. And you're like, bro, I'm not going to be the one with the worst 3-point percentage. Like, I'm getting on the gun, So that's pretty much how things went for me. I guess you could say it was the competitive nature in me that always drove me to, but also like I enjoy working out. I enjoy trying to get better. I love this game, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like work to me if I have to go in the gym and get up hundreds of shots. So that's always how I've looked at things.
Most definitely. Your first game, who was your first game against, and how did you perform in that first game?
Oh man, I do not recall who our first game was against. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I know that I know out the gate that I did play very well. The reason why I played very well is because I sat out all that time, right? So I sat out a whole year. I was kind of just looking at it like, this is a second chance for me. I gotta make the most of it, So I was highly motivated. It was also a chance for me to see what all the training has done for me, if it made me better or whatever the case may be. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Who was your toughest game against? Or matter of fact, what was your most humbling moment for you in JUCO in that first year?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But we had a top five junior college recruit. He ended up going to Iowa.
Okay.
He ended up going to Iowa afterwards. This dude was like I don't even know, man. This dude was tough. That's all I gotta say, man. This dude was tough, man. There's not a lot of guys that were like I match up against them and I'm like damn, like I'm impressed, So for sure, and like I said, when that happens, the first thing you want to do is you want to get in the gym. You play everybody twice. They're in your conference. You lose to them once. Right away, you get in the gym and you're preparing for them the next time. So
Most definitely. Most definitely. So wait, so your conference was only 2 times? Because I remember when I was playing in Florida, our conference we'd play everybody 3 times.
Wow.
Oh, you must have had maybe a little bit of a. We had like 10 teams, I think, so or 8 teams or something. Yeah, you definitely play everyone twice. It was twice in my conference, one home, one away.
Okay. Sometimes for us it was 2 times away, 1 time home, and whatever it was. But yeah, we always had to go back and forth. I think we have less teams in it too. So I don't think we have many teams in it. So talk to us about your coach. How did your coach help you with your basketball career? Was there anything in particular that he's done to be able to help your game to today? And what was his expertise and his guidance like for you?
Man, so shout out Coach Herman. Coach Herman was a person coach. He was a player's coach.
Okay.
He was a guy that would be like, hey man, go out there and go kill somebody. He believed in me from the jump. From as soon as I sent him my film, we spoke on the phone. We were speaking over email. From as soon as me and him, met each other, he was like, man, you're my guy, man. And the JUCO I went to, there was a couple Canadian guys he knew before that too. So, really great guy, man. He gave me an opportunity. I'm still thankful for it. Me and him talk every once in a while. Me and his son are super cool. Shout out Al. Those are moments and memories for me that I'll never forget.
What was your most humiliating moment in front of him?
I wouldn't say there was one in particular, but man, I had a lot of turnovers that I can recall to forefront of my memory where I had to sit down and stuff like that, just trying to do too much, things like that. So
what was film session like with him?
So he was, like I said, he was a player's coach. He's gonna pull up the film and he's gonna show you all the places you could have scored more. He's gonna show you, how you could have been more aggressive, things like that. Really, it was more of a player development type situation with him, and I think it was because he realized it was a JUCO situation too, and he's trying to help you to prepare you for your next spot and to give yourself an opportunity to find your next spot.
Most definitely. So you finish off over there. You head over to Mayville. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Mayville. Talk to us about literally like a here we go again moment. I kind of feel like JUCO a little bit is almost similar to high school. In the sense
Definitely.
of people are always trying to grind, and then that final year we got to go get our looks again. Talk to us about that process of getting over there and what it was like now being a Division I or Division II NCAA athlete.
Yeah, so Mayville was about an hour away from Lake Region, and we would scrimmage against them or exhibition against them a few times, and every time we did, I played really well against them. Then, when off season hit, it was me reaching out to schools, trying to make opportunities for myself, like I had done in the past, and I made some relationships with some coaches. I was having talks here and there, but it was a lot of me reaching out, a lot of me asking for opportunities, a lot of me, putting my neck out there, trying to make something happen for myself. And as time went on, these coaches and scouts, or they were calling me every few days, man, checking in, seeing if I'm coming, telling me they got everything I want, they're gonna make it happen for me as soon as I sign the paper. So as time went on, it was like it was just the best decision for me to make, man. It was a decision where I knew I was gonna get an opportunity to do my thing in comparison to going to another school and having to restart or just ride the bench or whatever the case may be, just to say that I went there. So I made that decision for myself, and you know what? I don't regret it. I'm glad I did.
we had Tavon Prince on here the other day to talk about, how he went from Division I to Division II. And one thing I want to ask you is, like, I personally feel attacked when people say that Division II ain't nothing really, it's not the same as Division I. I hear kids all the time talking Division I's a bust or it's literally Division I and nothing. Talk to us about the Division II grind in itself, because in my mind, honestly, there's a lot of good Division II basketball players that get overlooked a lot.
Well, this is what I was trying to explain earlier. The same thing with me coming out of York region, right? This is just the path that was set out for me, and you just got to be content with that. Not everyone's gonna get to play D1, but that doesn't mean that if me and the D1 guy check it up, I'm not gonna fry him. You know what I'm saying? So, it doesn't matter where you play, man. It's what you do when you get there. There's guys that make the decision to go to Division I's and don't get an opportunity to play where they could have went to a D2 and did their thing. But it all depends on what you find to be important, or you know what I'm saying, whatever opportunity is best for you and your family and your future and your pockets and all that stuff when you're making those decisions. So and for me now, obviously, because I am one of those guys, I don't even care where a guy played or where he's from or anything like that. I just want to know what he's capable of. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm just rating his game based on what he's capable of doing.
That's what's up. Obviously, we transitioned to your university career now. I want to know, what was the difference for you, the hardest transition for you from JUCO to university, or university to JUCO?
So when I was in junior college, it was like roll the ball out, 4 out, 1 in, go get a bucket, man. That's how it was. That's how it was. So now, now I'm with a university. It's very X and O. It was like, we have a system. The shot's not going up until there's 10 seconds left on the shot clock. We reverse the ball 6 times here, So the biggest transition, first few games, I just tried to do my thing, man. I wasn't running any of the plays, and I got myself in trouble that way. But I learned, man. I learned to play more cerebral, to think the game, to play within the plays, the game within the game, all that stuff. So that was the biggest transition for me.
What was your most humiliating time with your university coach?
Yeah, so I guess it was a repeat of the same thing. It was one of the first games. I just tried to ISO somebody in the middle of the shot clock. And there's a long shot clock too. It's like 30. So I tried to ISO someone at 20 or something. He was like, no, we don't do that here. And he sat me for the whole first half, man.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like now university is starting to change it up a little bit. Like, I seen Coach K run a couple ISO plays last year. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to see university starting to kind of say, okay, go at him if you can, kind of thing. But that whole model of JUCO is ISO, where university is not, and it's all played. Like, yeah, they're gonna teach you the game over there, but I hate when coaches put a leash on players and just kind of let's say, hey man, you got to sit down now, kind of try to micromanage a player to be, something that they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Really depends on the coach and the system that you run into. And like I said, you have to try your best to find yourself in the right one. You know what I'm saying? So you can excel. But yeah, it's definitely tough.
Most definitely. We transition out to your senior night at your school. Talk to us about the emotional part of it. You're getting your degree. Your parents get to see you. We didn't touch up on this earlier, but your family is a big academic school or academic family. They really harp on academics a lot. What was that moment like for your family to be able to see you, have that senior night, as well as be able to see you play basketball on the senior night?
So in my family, we're just going back generations. Not very many of us graduate, and that was something that me and my mom agreed that I was gonna make happen for me. So, it was an emotional moment for my mom to be able to fly out there and see me walk across the stage and finally accomplish my goals and all that sort of stuff. So, first and foremost, academically, that was the main goal, and I'm thankful my mom got to see that, and I'm thankful that she always stayed behind me to make sure that happened for me. You know what I'm saying? And as far as basketball goes, man, it was like a movie, man. It was like a movie, man. We had a lot of games rolling up to that one where, like, I don't know, man. My play was going. I wouldn't say it was up and down, but it was like it was it was peaks and valleys. Like, I was playing good, but I wasn't playing like amazing.
Yeah.
And then that night, all of a sudden, like, I could not miss a single shot. I'm making my mom's in the stands. I'm making everything. We're playing against the #1 team in the conference, and we're down by like, I don't know, we're down by like 9, I think, and then I make like 3 threes in a row to tie the game, and then I have like a game to go up to. I have like a game-winning dunk. I like drove baseline and banged on this dude to win the game. Like, it was like, it was surreal, man. It was surreal.
You could still dunk?
Oh man, come on, man.
There we go.
Come on, man. Crazy bounce. Crazy bounce.
I'm messing with you.
Crazy bounce, man. Crazy bounce.
You had the opposite senior night of myself. We had the worst team in the league, and we lost. They didn't score. Sick. My parents were supposed to come down for my senior night, but New York wanted to have a horrible snowstorm. Luckily, they came down, played like butt.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Loss, it was bad.
Yo, I don't know what it is.
Though.
I don't know what it is, man. God is just with me. Like, I have a great track record of playing good, like when you're supposed to, like if your whole family's there, or like if a coach is there, like a scout or something, like, yeah, man, I don't know, man.
What shoes were you wearing that day? Because like Mike movie, when you have those shoes on, it makes you play a certain way. You got some Kobe's on that day?
No, I had 12. So I've had to retire three pairs of 12s that I've hit game winners in. I've had to retire them. 3 pairs of 12s, man.
That's what's up.
12.
That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like I can't play in 12s. I don't know this. I can't play in Jordan's period, but 12s, those are heavy.
12s. I don't know what it is, man. 12s are my shoe. 12s, like, I had every pair, every color of 12.
Damn.
Yeah. But I've been transitioning though. I got some 4s. I got some 1s.
Since we're on that topic, what is your favorite shoe?
Right now, I really like 4s, man. Like, just every day walking, like these, like Jordan 4s are like, you can do anything in them, man. You could wear Jordan 4s with a suit. You could wear 4s. You could wear 4s to the club. You could wear 4s to hooping. You could wear 4s to a barbecue. You wear them with shorts, jeans. 4s are number one for me right now. But playing wise, man, Kobe's 9s, 9 lows, crazy shoe.
9 lows stuff.
Head low, crazy shoe. Man, this is Kobe's when they started getting like 7, 8, 9, 10, man, those are some crazy shoes, man. And then those 4s, those Kobe 4 Protros, those are tough too, man. So
you know the whole arsenal.
He knows them. You got the Grinches?
No, unfortunately, man. Hey, anybody that watches this, if you have a Kobe Connect, hit me up, man. Hit me up. Hit me up.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Man. Talk your exposure. You already know.
Hit me up.
So I want to transition now to the couple years after your university career. You took a couple years off to do whatever you were doing, to pursue a pro basketball career, to be able to pursue all that, your dream. What was it like for you at that moment to, you weren't in school? Did you ever have any doubt of you not be able to make it, or what was those two years like for you?
So a lot of people don't know, I didn't take time off because I wanted to. I broke my foot.
Oh, shoot.
I broke my foot. I was playing in a tournament after school was done, some money tournament, and a guy dove. He's trying to dive for the ball. He dove into my ankle. He broke my foot. That's why I had to sit out. And then basically I didn't need surgery, thank God, but I had to sit out like 4 months, 5 months. And then shout out Coach K. So when I was in high school, I met Coach Quasi was my coach. He used to pick us up 5 o'clock in the morning, bring us to LA Fitness. We would train before school. He would open up the gym lunchtime, we would train, and then he would let us in the gym after school, we would train. When I broke my foot, I came back home. I was in the States. I came back home. It helped me through the whole rehab process. We put in lots of work, and then I took a one-way flight to Ireland. I took a one-way flight to Ireland.
How long is that flight? Sorry, how long is that flight?
That's a very good question. I want to say 8 hours.
Yeah, because from New York, from Albany, it's 6. So that's about right.
I want to say 8 hours. So, man, from there I just bet on myself, you know. And that first year, I was traveling so much, man. Small stints in a few places on a few teams, and it was tough, man. It was tough.
What was it like for you, you know, adapting to different cultures while you were out there during those times? You know, obviously you weren't with your family at the time when you would be traveling and trying to find your own pro career. What was it like for you to be able to adjust to those type of cultures?
So I'm not a foodie. You know, I don't taste test. I'm not trying to go other places and try all kinds of exotic food. So that was probably the biggest obstacle for me. Was I was just looking for some normal, like, just give me some rice and chicken, some vegetables, you know. So when you're in certain places and you can't find that stuff, it becomes tough. But traveling is tiring. Traveling is tiring. Man, traveling in Europe is crazy when there's nothing in English. So you have to be reading signs with the pictures, man. You gotta hope that you're going to the right spot with the pictures. So,
God damn.
Did you ever get lost?
Oh, for sure, man. I don't even know how this happened. I had to book a ticket in England. There's 2 airports in England, and I flew into one, but I had to fly out to another one. I didn't even know this. So I had to find a shuttle bus. It was crazy, man.
Holy shoot!
What the hell?
Yeah.
That just sounds like a lot, to be honest with you.
That's a crazy story.
I mean, think about it, man. I'm in the middle of the UK. I'm just walking around, like, looking for a bus, man. Like, nuts,
English. No, okay.
So,
you come back home to Canada now. You know, you get to play in the NBL.
Yes.
You get to play in the NBL. What was it like playing in Canada? What was it like? You know, this is the first time you played in Canada since 2011. You know, so what was it like now playing in Canada and playing, you know, possibly in front of your parents again?
Facts. So, man, NBL Canada, the whole process to actually get on a team was pretty difficult. You know, I went through the combine process. There was like 200 dudes in there. Man, it's dog eat dog, all that stuff, man. So shout out Nelson Taroba. He believed in me, you know. And it was an amazing feeling to finally sign a contract for a long term. Everything that I had signed up until then was short. You know, I couldn't really find like a home. So it was exciting that I was going to be, you know, in a safe place or more of a safe place. You can still get cut. More of a safe place than I had been up until that point. And I knew I was going to handle my business and make sure that you know, I stayed there. And the best part, like you said, when you get to travel to Ontario, is your parents can come to every game. So we played like 3 or 4 games in Ontario, and my parents had the opportunity to come to all 4 of them. So it was dope, man. It was dope. And you know what's crazy? Every time they came to a game, I played good too, man. Again, actually, now that I think about it, every time they came, I played good.
What was it about your family that always had, you always stepped it up a notch? What was it?
Your family.
I think you just don't want to be embarrassed, man. And my coach, shout out Nelson again, he let me get as many tickets as I wanted. So I had like 25, 30 people come watch too. So if you have 30 people come watch the game, bro,
you can't.
Yeah. You gotta show them something,
I'm offended. You even asked me to come out to a game, man. I'm offended, man.
Man, you're right. Next time I got you, man. Whenever NBL comes back, I got you. Bro.
Hey, you can't lie. You can't. You gotta make sure you have that done now. I'll send the tape back to you. Be like, remember this clip?
Oh yeah, I got you, man. I got you. I'm not saying it just to say it, man.
Most definitely. I got a couple more for you before you play our game. But one thing I want to ask you was and you talked about the combine, for the process to get there. When you're finally there, what was that grind session like for you to be able to finally make a name for yourself and to be able to say, you know what, I need some minutes now. I want to get paid. I want to, make some money for myself.
Man, so the pro process, man, is different than any other basketball that you play, especially depending on your coach. Our coach was he skipped no steps, man. We did shooting, practice film every single day, no matter what, no matter the weather, no matter how you feel, sometimes 2 days. He skipped no steps, man. So it was a grind, man. It was a grind. You have to be so focused. First day we came in, he gave you 20 plays. Every single day he's adding plays to the plays, So you have to know the whole scout for every team, top to bottom, before every game.
Was your coach Pat Riley? It sounds like Pat Riley, man.
Yeah. So it was a crazy experience. My college coach was like that, but probably like an A- level. And then when I met Nelson's A+, man, like crazy. He doesn't skip any steps. So it was a good experience for me though. Same thing, competing in practice. We had guys that were starting, that were playing so hard in practice, man, like playing like they're the last man on the bench. So, you can't cheat the grind at all when you have guys like that, because they're guys in the same position as you, right? They were at home, they were looking for a job, they have it, they're not taking anything for granted. So
most definitely. So similar to what I asked you earlier in terms of your most humiliating moment in front of your coaches in JUCO and university. What was your most humiliating moment for you? Whether it was playing pro overseas or playing the NBL.
Humiliating moment.
Sorry for asking all these humiliating ones, man. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta get spicy and juicy on this. You feel me?
No. Thank goodness, man. I never really got dunked on or crossed or anything, so that's cool. Like, I'm definitely gonna come in the game off the bench and try to make something happen, and then probably like just throw a turnover or just miss a shot or something. That's probably the worst thing that happened to me. I think I don't really even recall to my knowledge, but I know it happened. I know it happened at some point. I just go in the game, I throw a turnover, and I just get subbed back out for sure at some point.
So it's more something that you did, not something that somebody else did to you.
Yeah. I'm humiliating myself. Yeah.
Hey,
humiliating myself.
Hey, that's a great thing. A lot of guys I know play pro all over the world would love that same situation.
Yeah, man.
They don't get that in a perfect world.
Yeah. But you gotta go there and try to make something happen. It's a part of being fearless. Yeah.
For sure. Speaking of a perfect world, we always like to conclude the show with the game called A Perfect World. Now I'm gonna give you a couple scenarios and you're gonna finish it for me, all right? Kind of like a fill in the blank. Okay? So in a perfect world, you're done your last year and you have every school in the country. We're talking about D1 south of the border. Which school is that going to be?
So at the time, Louisville was my dream school, man. I loved Rick Pitino, all those guards that went there, how up tempo they were playing. They had bigs too. That team was amazing. So Louisville was the school that I would have chosen if I had the opportunity.
For sure. No, I think that I could definitely see that. I definitely see a Terry Rozier prototype.
but hold on. You want to go with Louisville, but like I feel like you're more, honestly, Kentucky, I feel like would be great for you too.
So
I'm going Louisville.
I don't know. I feel like no. I'm gonna explain why I feel like that for Darnell. And I've never really jumped on during our question, but for you, Darnell, I've known you. We know each other for a long time. You've always talked NBA. Calipari would be great to be able to help you get to that point.
Facts.
When it comes to their guards, what's his name? Mitchell, Rozier.
Yeah. Oh,
Smith.
I'm even talking about before those guys. Russ Smith, Peyton Siva. He's
going way back.
Yeah. Those are the guys. Those are the guys that kind of. I was like, man, these guys are tough, bro.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna switch it up here a little bit, just because you know a little bit more than the NCAA than everybody else. So now I'm gonna give you a conference, right? And when I say the ACC, you can't say Louisville. But when I'm gonna give you a conference, you got to give me a school that you would go to in that conference. Let's see how much you know. I might dive down a little bit all over the spectrum. Okay.
That's
so
tough.
We'll start off. We'll start off SEC. We'll start off SEC.
SEC. I like. You know what? I like Alabama.
They've been really good as of lately. Their guard plays.
Yeah. Definitely like Alabama. I like the way that they let their guys go, man. I like the way Alabama plays.
Okay. Can't go wrong with that. A-10.
A-10. That's tough, man. I'm trying to remember. A-10 is more east, no?
Richmond, Rhode Island.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
All those guys.
Rhode Island was pretty good to my knowledge, if I remember.
Okay. Let's go on the other side, West Coast. Pac-12, man. That's my conference. I wish I could have played in it. Who would you pick?
Pac-12. I always like the way Arizona State plays, or Arizona State or USC.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I like the teams where they let their guys rock, let their guys play.
For sure. Okay. Let's go to the Midwest, Big Ten.
Big Ten, man. Oh, probably Michigan State. Back in the day, Shannon Brown, Maurice Ager. A lot of people.
Hold on. You just said I like when the guys.
I know. I knew you were gonna say that.
Are you an Izzo fan, I'm guessing?
Yeah. It's because, like I said, I used to watch them. Shannon Brown back in those days. I wanted to be on the team. Everyone was wearing headbands. That's when I had to start wearing the headband too.
Fair enough. All right. We're gonna conclude this with the ACC. Of course, you can't pick Louisville. Who's that next school?
Man, that's tough. I think
great conference.
Yeah. There's a lot of schools in that conference. I like Duke, man. I like the way that they do things at Duke. Man. I like when they when they get their guys there. They're always trying to make sure their guys are getting better, man. I like their coach. I like their system.
You can't go wrong with Duke, man. I know DeBotte doesn't like that answer, but you can't go wrong with that answer, man. You can't go wrong with that.
I love Coach K. Trust me, I love Coach K, but I'm not, I love Coach. I'm going to leave it at that.
So who you picking? Devo, who you picking?
In the ACC?
Yeah.
I'm probably picking Louisville. That was a great school. I had no problems with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I would have picked.
But honestly, though, I thought you would have chosen UNC just to be able to get some free 12s from Jordan.
No, right? Man, I seen a video.
I'm not thinking. My fault. I'm definitely from North Carolina.
I saw a video where Mike is giving these guys some heat, man.
What? Holy. Oh, my God. I do want to conclude this interview with two last questions for you. First question is, in a game of Vaughan versus or York Region versus Brampton, who wins?
York.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
You just trying to start something. You trying to start.
We had Tavon on here the other day. We asked him the same question. He said the opposite. He said Brampton. So you got to understand when this pandemic is done, we're gonna have the top 10 York region guys versus top 10 or 10 York region versus 10 Brampton guys. Man, we gonna get this shit popping.
Brampton has some hoopers too, but we could do that.
They definitely do, but we're not talking we're not talking the NBA guys like TT and those guys. We're talking just pro guys, but not necessarily NBA guys. But
I know, man. I'm here for all that, man. For sure.
We know you love smoke, man. We know you
any
love
region,
smoke.
any region, any region.
You calling them all out.
You calling them out. You say anybody can give them some work. Okay, I like it. I like it. And that's typically what happens to Pink City, but we'll wait for that for another day.
Oh, man. Pink City. Forgot about that.
Right. But last question I want to ask you is, we ask all of our guests this question to finish off the show, to conclude the show. Who would you recommend to get on the show? But here's the kicker though. You got to help us get him or her.
So my guy, Jalen Penny. Jalen Penny had a great career, from humble beginnings to all the way to pro. Same thing, me and him played together on Riptide. I would for sure suggest, trying to have a conversation with him. Most definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, Darnell, man, we appreciate your time. We appreciate you giving us your story and giving us some feedback and stuff like that. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
So my Instagram handle is at Darnell, but it's spelled DARNE11.
Okay, now we all know why you wore number 11. We get it.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Makes sense. One more time, Darnell, man. Knowing you for so long and be able to hear all your story in your journey of basketball, it's been nothing but a pleasure to be able to talk to you and sit down with you. We wish you nothing but the best moving forward. Stay safe, stay healthy. We definitely look forward to seeing you back on the court sometime soon, man.
All right, man. You guys take it easy. Number love,
Peace,
man.
respect.
Yes, sir.